Kelsey.
Okay, class. Today we are going to be touching back over on the previous two lessons that we learned about. The first one that we learned about was about our emotional health and how our emotions can be affected, and this story is going to touch on that as well. And the second one that we talked about last week was our physical health, so how we have to eat nutritiously and be physically active to maintain a healthy composure. So today we are going to be talking just how all of those may combined, and one of the main things we're going to touch on is social and emotional environments. This is how we interact with one another and how our health in the emotional field interacts with our social side. If we're feeling sad and we talk to someone, we can often make them feel sad by expressing our emotions back towards them. So we're going to be talking about a couple of things that we can do to improve this. So one of the ways, a strategy to do this and make a positive environment is to minimize the contact with those that put you down. If someone is picking on you or not making you feel the way that you would like, don't talk to them. Don't be rude, but just exclude yourself from situations where they may be present. Another one is to have a leader, a mentor, someone like me that if you feel comfortable talking to talk to you about your problems and issues, knowing that this is a safe zone. This classroom is a safe environment to talk. And we are going to actually be reading a story that I want you guys to think of how this person may have felt in the story. This book is called The Ugly Duckling. So when we read this story, I want you to listen with your ears and your eyes. Be sure to look at the pictures and be sure to listen to the story and tell me which field you think is it affecting, his physical, emotional, or social health. It is a beautiful summer day. The sun shines warmly on the old house near a river. Behind the house, a mother duck is sitting on 10 eggs. One by one, all the bright eggs break open, all except one, and this one is the biggest egg of all. Mother duck sits and sits on the big egg. At last, it breaks open. Out jumps the baby duck. It's gray, it looks big and strong, and is gray and ugly. The next day, the mother duck takes all of her ducks to the river, and she jumps in. All of the baby ducks jump in. The big, ugly duckling jumps in too, and they all swim and play together. Ugly Duckling is a better swimmer than all of the other ducklings. Quack, quack, come with me to the farmyard, says Mother Duck to her baby ducks, and they all follow her there. The farmyard is very noisy. The poor duckling is so unhappy there. The hens peck him, the roosters fly at him, and the ducks bite him. The farmer then kicks him. So just from that point of view, what are some negative impacts that the duckling has had to face in either health field?
Emotional.
Emotional.
Yes.
Why do you think it's emotional?
It's getting picked on by the other ducklings.
So what was one strategy we discussed that might help the duckling?
To leave his family.
He can remove himself from the situation and be quiet.
And that's what he does. At last, one day he runs away and he comes to a river and he sees many big, beautiful birds swimming there. Their feathers are so white, their necks are so long, their wings are so pretty, and the little duckling looks and looks at them, and he wants to be with them. He wants to stay and watch them, and he knows they are swans. Oh, how he wants to be beautiful like them. But now it's winter, and everything is white with snow, the river is covered with ice, and the ugly duckling is very cold and unhappy. And once spring comes again, the sun shines warmly, and everything is fresh and green. One morning, the ugly duckling sees the beautiful swans again. He knows them, and he wants to swim with them in the river, but he's afraid of them. So he runs into the river and looks into the water, and there in the water he sees a beautiful swan. It is he, and he is no more an ugly duckling. He is a beautiful white swan. So with that story, I would say the main focus was that the duckling was able to remove himself from people that were making him feel bad about himself, and that was affecting his social and his emotional health, and altogether his social and emotional environment. I'm now going to split you guys up into groups, and you are going to work together using these props to create a reader's theater in a case like the ugly duckling, to where you are able to have an environment that you can either show a character like the ugly duckling being happy in his environment using the correct strategies, or you can show him being upset like he was. And the students perform the play. Lastly, class, now that we have talked about the social and emotional health, the physical health, and our just solid emotional health, I'm going to be handing out a study guide. And that study guide is going to help you prepare for your exam. And your exam will be tomorrow, and it will cover all 3 lessons that we had in the unit. So emotional health, knowing what emotions we covered through the book and the movie clip Inside Out. And we're also going to be going over the physical health lesson that we learned about, and that covered exercises we can do in positive way we can keep our bodies healthy. So I'm going to hand these study guides out to you.
Thank you.
Are there any questions before you guys take the test and we move on in class?
No questions here.
All right.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank you, class.